She spent so many years trying to become the woman they would choose. She softened her voice, she hid her needs, she made herself smaller, so no one would feel threatened by her light. But one day, she understood. The love she had been begging to receive was the love she had abandoned within herself. And when she finally chose herself, everything changed. I waited by the doorway, hoping you would turn around. I dressed my heart in silence, never making any sound. I learned to read your distance, I learned to feel your doubt. I kept becoming smaller, so you would not shut me out. But every time I chased you, I left myself behind. Every time I pleased you, I betrayed this heart of mine. Now I gather every fragment, every dream I pushed away. I am calling myself home now, I am choosing me today. I do not need your answer, I do not need your sign. What is truly meant to love me will never ask me to decline. I stopped trying to be chosen, I became the one who chooses. I stopped begging to be seen, I remembered I am worthy. I stopped waiting at your door for the love I held inside. I stopped trying to be chosen, now I'm standing by my side. There is peace inside my body, where the longing used to live. I no longer trade my freedom for the little you might give. I no longer call it loving when I'm starving for your care. Love does not demand I vanish just to prove that I am there. I bless the girl who waited, she was doing what she knew. She believed that being worthy meant becoming more for you. But the woman I am now does not bargain with her soul. She does not need another to remind her she is whole. I do not fear your leaving, I do not fear goodbye. Every ending that releases me is teaching me to fly. I stopped trying to be chosen, I became the one who chooses. I stopped begging to be seen, I remembered I am worthy. I stopped waiting at your door for the love I held inside. I stopped trying to be chosen, now I'm standing by my side. I choose the love that feels like peace, I choose the hands that do not leave, I choose the eyes that see me whole. I choose what honors my soul. And until that love arrives, I will not call myself alone. I am held within my own heart, I have finally come home. I stopped trying roses. I stopped shrinking for affection. I have nothing left to prove. What is meant for me will meet me where my truth and freedom live. I stopped trying to be chosen. Now I choose what I receive. I choose myself without guilt, without fear, without apology. I choose myself. There was a time when her silence came from fear. She stayed quiet because she was afraid of losing love. But now, her silence is different. It is not the silence of a woman who has nothing to say. It is the silence of a woman who no longer explains herself to people committed to misunderstanding her. I used to fill the silence with 1,000 reasons why. I tried to make you understand me. I defended every cry. I translated all my feelings into words you'd accept. While you questioned my emotions, I forgot what I deserved. But now I let the quiet hold the truth I used to chase. I no longer need permission to believe the pain I faced. I can feel what is not spoken. I can hear beneath the sound when my body whispers, leave now. I no longer turn around. My silence became my power. My distance became my peace. I stopped explaining my boundaries to those who would not let me breathe. I do not need to raise my voice for my truth to still be heard. My silence became my power. I no longer waste my words. You may call me cold or distant when I choose to walk away, but you never saw the battles that I fought to make you stay. You never saw the nights I questioned every part of me, trying to become deserving of the love you gave conditionally. Now my nervous system softens when I honor what I know. I no longer call it weakness when my soul is saying no. I have learned that peace is precious. I protect it like a flame. I will not abandon safety just to keep someone the same. My silence became my power. My distance became my peace. I stopped explaining my boundaries to those who would not let me breathe. I do not need to raise my voice for my truth to still be heard. My silence became my power. I no longer waste my words. I do not owe an explanation for the way I choose to heal. I do not need your understanding to believe in what I feel. I release the need to prove it. I release the need to fight. My truth remains my truth, even when you call it wrong tonight. I know what I know, I feel what I feel. I trust my body, I honor what is real. I know what I know, I feel what I feel. I choose my peace, I choose to heal. My silence became my power, my absence spoke my name. When I stopped feeding the confusion, I stepped out of the game. Now the quiet is my temple, now my stillness is my word. My silence became my power, and somehow I was finally heard. She did not disappear, she simply stopped, giving her energy to places where it could not bloom. Leaving was not the hardest part. The hardest part was accepting that love should never require the loss of herself. She had stayed through confusion, distance, silence, and disappointment. But this time, she did not leave in anger. She left with love in her heart and herself still in her hands. I packed no bags of anger, I carried no revenge. I simply reached the ending of where I could pretend. I loved you through the questions, I loved you through the cold. But loving you was costing me the woman I could hold. I kept hoping for a future that your actions never made. I kept watering the flowers in a garden filled with shade. Then one morning I awakened with a stillness in my chest, and I knew that choosing distance was not failure, it was rest. I left without losing myself, I walked away carrying my light. I did not need to break your heart to finally choose what was right. I blessed the love that brought me here, I released what could not stay. I left without losing myself, and I found her on the way. There were moments when I missed you, when the loneliness felt strong. But missing you did not mean that returning would be right. I learned longing is a feeling, it is not a sacred sign. I can love what we once carried without calling it still mine. I forgive the woman I was for the time she overlooked, every promise never honored, every page you never took. She was searching for the ending she imagined from the start. Now she knows a dream cannot survive on one devoted heart. I left without losing myself, I walked away carrying my light. I did not need to break your heart to finally choose what was right. I bless the love I left without losing myself. Every step returned me home. I stopped calling pain devotion. I stopped fearing the unknown. There is freedom in my breathing. There is truth inside my name. I left without losing myself, and I will never leave her again. She did not lose love. She released the place where love could no longer reach her. And she returned to the one person she had promised never to abandon again. Herself. Herself. They were comfortable when she was always available, when she forgave without change, when she returned without repair, when she gave more than she ever received. They thought her presence was permanent, but when she finally withdrew her energy, they felt everything they had once taken for granted. You never noticed all the warmth until the room became too cold. You never valued all my softness until I would no longer fold. You thought my love was endless, something you could always use. You never thought the woman giving would discover she could choose. I was there through every season, through the thunder and the rain. I carried what was never mine. I made a home inside your pain. But the day I stopped returning, you could feel the empty space. Not because I disappeared, but because no one loved you the same. Now they feel her absence, where her love once filled the room. Now they search for her in strangers, but no other heart will do. They remember how she saw them, how she loved beneath their fear. Now they feel her absence, but she is no longer there. I do not wish you sorrow, I do not need you to regret. I just know the love I offered is a love you won't forget. Not because I was perfection, not because I never cried, but because I gave you tenderness while fighting wars inside. I saw beauty in your shadows, I held space for every scar. But I learned that seeing deeply does not mean I must stay where you are. Now I pour that sacred loving into places that can grow, and the warmth you once received from me is finally mine to hold. Now they feel her absence, where her love once filled the room. Now they search for her in strangers, but gentle shelter that her presence always made. But she will not be remembered as the woman who returned. She will be remembered as the woman who finally learned. You felt my light when it was gone. You heard my love when I moved on. You knew my worth when I withdrew. But I had finally learned it too. Now they feel her absence, but she does not need to know. She is building something sacred in the life she chose to grow. She is not waiting for their longing. She is not living in the past. Now they feel her absence. She has found herself at last. Her absence was not punishment. It was the natural result of no longer abandoning herself to remain present for others. She did not become cold. She became clear. She stopped mistaking inconsistency for mystery. She stopped calling anxiety a connection. She stopped allowing confusion to enter the places where peace had finally begun to grow. I used to call your distance depth. I called your silence something rare. I believe the mixed emotions meant a sacred bond was there. Every high became a promise, every low became my fault. I kept waiting for the moment when your walls would finally fall. But love should not feel like guessing. Love should not erase my ground. I should never have to lose myself to keep somebody around. Now I listen to consistency. Now I trust the things you show. I no longer chase potential when your actions tell me no. I became unreachable to confusion, unavailable for almost love. I no longer call it passion when my body cannot trust. I became devoted to my peace, to the safety I have grown. I became unreachable to confusion. Only clarity can come close. I do not answer midnight longing from a heart unsure by day. I do not welcome empty promises that disappear again. I do not build a hole forever from a moment of desire. I do not burn my nervous system just to keep alive your fire. You can meet me with intention. You can speak and follow through. You can come with open hands and let your actions carry truth. But I will not translate silence. I will not beg for certainty. The woman I have now become does not negotiate her confusion. Only clarity can come close. Clear love, safe love, love that does not make me chase. True love, whole love, love that gives my body space. No more wondering, no more waiting, no more fighting to belong. Anything that steals my stillness cannot call itself my home. I became unreachable to confusion. I became loyal to my truth. I no longer need to suffer just to feel that love is deep. I am open but discerning. I am soft but I am strong. I became unreachable to confusion. Only peaceful love belongs. She did not close her heart. She simply placed a door around it and gave the key only to what arrived with truth. Some women are remembered because of how they looked. She was remembered because of how people felt when they were near her. Seen, safe, understood, alive. But what made her unforgettable was not that she stayed forever. It was that once she knew her worth, she never returned to being less. You may find another face and another hand to hold. Someone new may know your story, someone else may share your home. But there are things the heart remembers that the mind cannot erase, like the way I saw your hidden wounds and never turned away. I love the parts you covered, I heard the words you never said. I brought softness to the places you had learned to leave for dead. But I will not be a memory that you summon when you're low. I am living, I am rising, and I've learned when to let go. She became the memory they could never quite replace. Not because she was the loudest, but because she loved with grace. They may search for her devotion in 100 different eyes. She became the memory that awakened them inside. I no longer need your longing to confirm the love I gave. I do not need your late confession to know I should have stayed. What I offered was a blessing, what I learned became my gold. And the woman born from losing you is worth more than what I lost. I became my own protection, I became my safest place. I became the kind of woman who no longer begs to stay. Now the love I once poured outward is returning like the sea, and the memory you carry is no longer carrying me. She became the memory they could She became the memory that awakened them inside. Remember me in sunlight. Remember me in rain. Remember how I held you when you could not name your pain. But do not call me backward. Do not ask me to return. I became unforgettable the moment I finally learned I was never meant to disappear inside somebody else. I was always meant to rise and become fully myself. She became the memory they could never quite replace. But she did not build her future on the past she had escaped. Now she walks into her purpose with her heart and hands set free. She became the woman they remember. She became the woman she was meant to be. They remembered her. But more importantly, she remembered herself. She no longer asks whether they miss her. She no longer wonders whether they finally understand her worth. Her life is no longer built around being remembered by others. She became unforgettable because she became fully alive. She became the woman who chooses peace over proving, truth over attachment, and herself over every place that asked her to disappear. She walks into the morning with no shadow at her feet. Every lesson has become another rhythm in her heartbeat. She is softer than before, but she no longer bends in fear. She can love with open hands without forgetting why she's here. She does not chase attention. She does not compete for space. She carries something timeless in the calmness of her grace. Every room can feel a presence before she even speaks her name. Not because she needs the spotlight, but because she knows her flame. She became the woman they can never quite forget. The woman who chose herself without anger or regret. She became the woman who no longer asks to stay. The woman who can love you and still calmly walk away. She became the woman who turned every wound to gold. The woman they can't forget because she finally knows her soul. She is not defined by leaving. She is not defined by pain. She is not the broken-hearted girl who waits for love to change. She is building new foundations from the truth inside her bones. She has learned that being chosen never mattered more than home. Home within her breathing, home within her skin. sacred place where life begins again. She forgives without returning. She remembers without chains. She can honor what once touched her without reopening the pain. She became the woman they can never quite forget. The woman who chose herself without anger or regret. She became the woman who no longer asked to stay. The woman who can love you and still calmly walk away. She became the woman who turned every wound to gold. The woman they can't forget because she finally knows her soul. She is remembered for her softness. She is remembered for her light. She is remembered for the way she made the darkness feel less frightening. But she did not come to this world only to remain inside their mind. She came to live her own becoming. She came to leave the past behind. She is more than someone's memory. She is more than what they lost. She is the dream she kept delaying. She is worth whatever it costs. I am the woman I remember. I am the woman I came to find. I leave the past with love behind me. I take my power, I take my life. I am the woman I remember. I am the truth I cannot hide. I do not need to be unforgettable. I only need to be fully alive. She became the woman they will never quite forget. But she no longer needs their longing or their sorrow or regret. She became the woman who walks freely toward her fate. The woman who stopped waiting and became the love she prayed for every day. She became the woman who turned every wound to gold. The woman they can't forget. The woman who came home. She did not become unforgettable by making them miss her. She became unforgettable by refusing to miss herself ever again. And this time, she did not look back.